Welcome to Campfire Football. I'm Sebastian North. Let's break down Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Now, look, this game was very great for Manchester City. There's no doubt about it. They were fantastic from the opening whistle to the end. Everything for them went according to plan. Real Madrid were not good, and the goals that they gave up were all surrounded with errors in basic defending. Now, people have said that this Man City performance was the best they've seen in the Pep Guardiola era. I disagree. I've seen them play better. I've seen them score better goals. I've also seen opponents put up a much better fight than Real Madrid. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through each of the 4 goals, and I'm just going to break down how they happened and how basic and simple they were and also unavoidable. So Real Madrid, in my opinion, really chucked this game by playing so poorly. All right, let's get started. Goal number 1 starts out with a throw-in. Eduardo Camavinga is taking the throw-in. He throws it into Vinicius Jr. Vinicius tries to settle the ball with the sole of his foot, loses it. Bernardo Silva gets it to Rodri, who immediately looks for John Stones. Now, I paused it here because Vinicius and Luka Modric, their reaction to that ball being turned over was not very good. Yes, Rodri gets the ball off his foot quickly, but neither of them pressed, and that's a problem. Okay, so the ball goes into Jack Grealish. He's able to sort of evade Militao and Carvajal and keep the ball. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. Grealish recognizes that Real Madrid have 6 players really right in front of him, clogging up the middle. De Bruyne is not really free. Haaland can't make a run. They don't really have much available. So he decides to check back and looks to Rodri. The person charging in through the midfield there is John Stones. Now, something important to remember about John Stones' position, he was deployed offensively as a second holding midfielder. When Man City would lose the ball, he would actually drop into the back line a lot of the time. So that was one of the interesting tactical things that they did. Now, John Stones has gotten himself involved in the attack here. Rodri's probing. He looks around. He swings the ball out to Bernardo Silva. And who makes the run in behind? John Stones. Now, this is where it all falls apart for Real Madrid. You see number 12, Eduardo Camavinga right here, has decided to leave Bernardo Silva and go and press John Stones. Now, Cruz is behind Stones. Stones isn't even facing the goal. He's not even facing the field, so he's not that dangerous. Leaving Bernardo Silva on his own, as we know, is a problem because he ends up scoring the goal. So as Stones maneuvers away, he's now being triple teamed. I mean, Vinicius goes in and throws in a ridiculous-looking tackle right here, pretty much slips. And as Walker gets the ball, 2 players are in the corner where Stones was. Luka Modric, you can see he is right over here looking to try and cover Kevin De Bruyne, I guess. And Eduardo Camavinga has a choice. He decides, I'm going to go press Kyle Walker, which is probably not the wrong decision, but Toni Kroos has to get across quicker, and he does not cut off that ball. Luka Modric is slow to press De Bruyne. Really simple goal. Let's take another look. There's another angle here. By the way, this is great. Vinicius and Carlo Ancelotti arguing over it. Once again, this is a 4 against 4, right? Right now, you can't see Walker. He's just in the corner of the screen. But it's a simple 4-on-4. You shouldn't get beat here. 3 people go towards the ball, big mistake, and look at how crucial this is. Camavinga runs away from Bernardo Silva, and I think he's the closest to the ball, so he probably should be the one to press. But Luka Modric, why he is as far away as he is from Kevin De Bruyne here, I don't understand. They leave a clear split. It's just too slow. This is just poor defending, right? All right. Let's talk about the 2-0. So this is a build-out from Real Madrid. They have a goal kick. And as we go through this play, you'll see there's a very, very clear pathway for what they're trying to do. There's a very clear rotation of the positions and where the ball goes. So as you can see, the ball goes into Kroos. He plays it out to Militao. Militao drives forward. Kroos is now cycled in behind. It goes to Carvajal and back to Kroos. And this is interesting. Camavinga, he's playing left back. Keep in mind, that's his position. He has now come in from the side to receive this ball right in the middle of the field like a holding midfielder. So it is an interesting possessional and positional rotation that they're doing. It's good. It gets them to be able to have the ball, face forward, look up, have some time. Ball goes out to Carvajal, and he makes a very strange decision. This is something I don't understand. A player of this caliber, of this experience, should know that this ball is not the one. He decides to drive a ball into the midfield. Stones easily wins it. They were looking for Benzema. Stones easily wins this ball. And now Man City have the ball, 35 yards out from goal and in a transition moment. Not ideal. Now, Camavinga goes to press Bernardo Silva, and as the ball goes out to Grealish, you can see here, Real Madrid have this situation locked down, right? They've got a 4-on-3. De Bruyne can't find space. Bernardo Silva can't find space, and so Grealish goes backwards. Now, watch Camavinga. Watch him here. He starts running away. And look, he's got his back to the ball. He cannot see the ball right now. This is, again, a basic error. You don't take your eyes off the ball. As that ball went back to Akanji, Rodri was actually pointing to Akanji. Rodri was right here. You can see his left arm's out, but he was actually pointing to Akanji. We'll actually go back just a touch to show you this. Akanji has the ball. Rodri points, go backwards. And that makes sense if you look at the way everyone is matched up. There's no Man City players open. But because Camavinga has decided to start running away, Akanji can just go straight back to Jack Grealish. And watch Camavinga just continue to run away. So now the cover that you had in that position is gone. Here's the other thing. From the very beginning of the game, Valverde was marking Gundogan right on. I mean, he was just following him everywhere. What we know about Valverde is he is a very, very quick, dynamic, fast, athletic player. Ilkay Gundogan is not known for those attributes. He's a genius. He's excellent off the ball, great movement, great timing. Speed and athleticism are not what we know Ilkay Gundogan for. And yet he is able to out-jog Valverde right here. If Valverde actually runs, he cuts this off and does not let Gundogan get in. Shot gets blocked. Bernardo Silva, really nice little header to loop it over Alaba. But this is a ridiculous goal. All right. Moving on to the 3-0. Again, defending. And like I said, I hate having to throw Camavinga under the bus. I'm going to do it one more time right here. I love the kid. I think he's going to be a great player as he grows up. But my goodness. Okay, so Gundogan gets the ball. Camavinga goes to pressure him. This is all well and good. As it goes to Grealish, Grealish's options are, in terms of penetrating, I mean, he can always obviously play the ball backwards. But to penetrate here, he has Kevin De Bruyne clearly making a run down into the channel. So he can go down that way. Or he can use De Bruyne's run as a decoy. Carvajal will run with him a little bit, and then a space opens up to really drive and run inside. This is only possible if Camavinga does not get horizontally level. And I mean, where Jack Grealish cannot just cut in, where he has to go either backwards or up the line. You give him one of those two choices. Instead, Camavinga's approach and angle of pressure is totally off. He runs and lets Grealish take one little chop forward and then inside, and so he's beaten. And you'll see, it's just very simple defending. And then he goes in, clips his right foot. He's not happy about it. It's a yellow card. It is a foul. And so Man City get a free kick. Now, this right here, Eder Militao. I don't know who he's yelling at. I don't know what he's looking at. But he's definitely not paying attention to Rodri, who is about to just run across him. If we also look, you've got Carvajal and Benzema looking like sort of brothers. It's kind of hilarious. They're both a little bit too advanced because Akanji's just behind them. So they're not playing anyone offside. The setup is a little bit off here, and it looks very much zonal rather than how can we stop the ball from going. And also, by the way, there's the giant blonde dude, Erling Haaland, right there. Kind of maybe want to mark him, and that looks like a mismatch. Camavinga and Haaland looks like a mismatch. Anyway, Rodri runs across. Militao completely loses him. Now, right here, when this ball is hit, it's going over Benzema, it's going over Carvajal, and maybe, just maybe, Camavinga would be able to win it. Also watch Militao running towards his own goal. Little flick. Akanji got the credit for this, but to my opinion, this is an own goal. Look, he deserves the credit. It's cool. I'm glad Akanji's got the goal. But from Militao's perspective, you do not want to be running back towards your own goal, jumping in the air, trying to connect with your hip or your thigh. It's a ridiculous goal to give up. And just really poor marking. It's not silky smooth from Man City. It's not a fantastic play. It's poor defending. All right, here's the 4-0, and then we'll call it. Julian Alvarez, you got to give him credit for this a lot, because this goal is manufactured start to finish by him, and clever movement, good pressing, just great endeavor. So here he is pressing on Denny Ceballos, and you can see he actually also gets a little bit in on him. He leaves a little bit in on Ceballos to let him know, I'm here. Ball goes to Rudiger and then to Vinny Jr. He turns to get away from Mahrez, but he runs into a cul-de-sac. Rodri's there, and Alvarez chased him all the way back to help get the ball to Foden. Now, Real Madrid, once again, tracking runners and cutting off clear splits. Like we talked about in the first goal and the second goal. Here it comes again. Ball goes to Mahrez. Foden just runs right beyond Ceballos, who then decides, oh, I'm going to go pressure him. Rudiger, his body shape here is essentially telling Mahrez, go down line. Okay, great. But the guy to your right, Rudiger, is wide open, and you guys have not cut the space to make it so that they can't split you. So Mahrez is just going to go ahead and split inside to Foden. Rudiger is backing away, so Foden just turns. Tchouaméni doesn't know whether to step or go. He and Rudiger do not close the space between them here. It's a nice little split, and Alvarez has quite a nice easy finish. Those are the goals. This is poor from Real Madrid. I know that Man City were brilliant yesterday. I definitely give them their flowers. They deserve it. I hope they win the Champions League this year because they have been the best team. Inter might actually pose some more problems than this, because Inter are going to be as keyed in defensively as they possibly can, because they're going to look at it as, if we can get to win 1-0, maybe take it to penalties. Like, Inter are going to really try and grift this game. Real Madrid, I think, had this feeling in them that they were going to find a way at some point to revive themselves. But that's all well and good if you don't make catastrophic defensive errors like these. I feel for Camavinga. I hope he learns from this. But yeah, this is Man City completely destroying a team who basically allowed them to do so. Real Madrid did not put up a good enough fight. And frankly, like I said, the defending was calamitous. It was a disaster class. So that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed the tactical breakdown. Hopefully we'll do more in the future. Take it easy.